But this wide, high line, they have to make sure they keep balance, not just sending one or two. They have to push together. It's only 11th time in his career that we're going to see that change. He's very aggressive. Does he continue in that relationship with Nelson Quinones for the better portion of 3 weeks? There is not a single manager in the entirety of this competition that is going to want that to happen to their group.
Well, we are underway from Exploria Stadium. We invite you to turn off the world and turn on the game. It is the opening game of Leagues Cup. Probably wants to cut it back on that left foot. That's what he does. Tarbell will stay home and nodded away by the Houston back line. Ojeda sat up nicely for him. And first save of the night for Tarbell. Dorsey just making his third start of the season in this opening Leagues Cup match between Orlando and Houston. Antonio Carlos rising for the header and was looking for 2 goals in 2 games, coming off of a tally against Atlanta United. And that just has to be on goal.
Well, there's been a lot, unfortunately, for Ibrahim Aliou that have presented themselves in that fashion. And you can make the argument if you're Ben Olsen, which I understand, that the standard of which the ball being played into him has to be better, that the overall quality of what he's getting in front of goal has to be, but he's certainly had some sitters from about 15 yards out that's got to be better.
Torres slides it through, and Gulo is there, heavy touch, and Tarbell got a touch as well, and it will be a corner for Orlando City. Dangerous looking ball. He'll get a second bite of the apple. Clips it in, Aliou was there, but just over his head. Escobar, not a dazzling delivery. One back by Dorsey, and it's going to be a penalty.
It's very odd because Aliou had a real good opportunity. This little touch right there. The contact, I was with you, the contact when it occurred from our angle looked like the meeting of the minds came together outside the 18. There's really not a lot in that, to be fair.
And a yellow card was issued as well. Awaits in between the sticks. And Gillespie is going to get a yellow card as well for a bit of time wasting. The $1.5 million man that they bought from Mets to open their account at Leagues Cup, and he does just that. Now 6 for 6 from the penalty spot this season. Amin Bassi gives the Houston Dynamo a 1-0 lead at Exploria.
It's a ton of work to do. One of the best goalkeepers in MLS, Pedro Gallese, gets sent the other direction, backing. Really good penalty from Bassi to open his hips up. Isn't necessarily his positioning. It's going to be dictated by what's across from him. How much are you going to challenge right now if you're the Houston Dynamo? The idea defensively to sit in and try and pick your moments certainly didn't produce a lot of opportunities in the first half, and yet you come out with a 1-0 lead. Do you try and push the tempo, grab a second, and distance yourself, or do you continue down the same formula? I like the former. Put the pressure on, at least apply some pressure, make Orlando City think about a couple of things. Then you can get back on the ball more and start to dictate this game on your own terms. They chased way too much in the opening 45 minutes.
Given away, and it's Duncan McGuire, and it's 1-1. They will not come much easier than that for Duncan McGuire. He has been red hot as of late, and we're all level.
Produce on his own, and yes, there's certainly the work ethic, but it's just a terrible ball played by Andrew Tarbell in goal. Pressure for sure, but one time, just lace this thing out. You get too cute, you try and pick out Mikhail. You pick the pocket if you're Duncan McGuire. And all that conversation about what this half was going to look like, yeah, push that aside. Orlando City back to even.
Robin Janssen direct for Ramiro. Enrique checks up nicely. Enrique on the first time, and it's just over the bar.
Doesn't really lack confidence, but you wonder if he questioned himself here. Look at that little check back. I mean, that is a beautiful move by Ramiro Enrique. And there's a slight little pause. Suitors will come calling.
And obviously that United States team could be looked at as more of a C-D team, but he was clearly the best player on the field.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
This one angled toward Cara, beautiful first touch. Go goes for goal, and it's on the wrong side of the post.
Two that have come on, really good runs off the back shoulder by both Ramiro Enrique and now Urchin Kara. Very difficult.
Facundo Torres sizing up Franco Escobar. Facundo Torres parried well by Tarbell. And a heavy touch out of play, and it will be a goal kick.
Inside, just not enough space. You get him one-on-one, the ability to challenge to the inside. This is what he's capable of. It's the man that dragged this team to a cup victory in 2022 in the US Open Cup.
Sloppy from Angulo. Ivan Franco takes it away. 1v4 at the moment. Still going. Still Franco. And Angulo's going to get a card. It was the one-man show for the Paraguayan for about 35-40 yards. Gillespie awaits. Saved by Gillespie. The captain makes the first mistake.
As the main man to take penalties throughout the entirety of his career.
But a chance to pick up an extra point in this opening group stage game of Leagues Cup. Facundo Torres wins it for Orlando City with utter class. 2 points to the Lions.
Certainly not the best of nights for Facundo Torres, and yet, dear Lord, is this hit with vengeance. Look at the sting he puts on this ball. What a move from the attacker for Orlando City. The thing does not waver. The thought process always clear.